GMB pros, welcome everyone. I'm super excited for today. But first of all, I want to welcome everyone that's here on the live. We have Peter. Here we have Paul that's presenting, Rhys, our guest of honor today, of course. But again, I just want to remind everyone, mine and William's goal here with GMB Pros is twofold: help you expand and grow your agency, and to help get better results with your clients. And we like to do that by bringing on guests, talking about the subject matter, and also giving you over the shoulders example, not just talking about it. And I love some of our guests because they're in the trenches with us, right? They're in the trenches. They're doing this every day. So it's not theory, and we can show you exactly and how advance our two goals, right? Get better results for our clients and help grow your agency. So I appreciate everyone, again, that's here on the live, those that are catching the replay. Today, again, our family, he's part of GMB Pros now, Rhys Southern, coming from a special location today, right? We're worldwide.
That's right. I'm in Spain today, getting some warm, sunny weather, enjoying myself in my summer holidays.
Awesome. Now, for those that don't know, Rhys, where are you originally from? Where's home?
Home right now is Amsterdam. I'm originally from Australia, but I've been living in Amsterdam on and off for the past sort of 6-8 years. So
awesome.
Yeah, not so warm, but Spain's lovely. So looking forward to
awesome.
Happy to be presenting. And I have my special guest and friend here today, Paul, who is quite knowledgeable when it comes to CTRify. And I've seen that we had a couple of requests for CTRify. I know it's a popular tool and it's got a lot of features. So today we'll be walking you through sort of how we use it, what you can do with it, and sort of a higher level overview of how to set up a campaign. Just so we don't share any client details, we have taken screenshots. So it's not going to be an exact sort of 100% walkthrough, but you should get everything you need to know to make a decision if you want to use it or not, and have the foundations to actually set up a campaign if you do decide to get started.
Awesome. So yeah, guys, I'll hand over the reins over to you guys. Feel free to share. Feel free to any affiliates, anything, do your thing.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I shall just share my screen. So as the guys have mentioned, I made a little presentation here to walk through it. CTRify is a big platform, and it's getting better, getting bigger. They do a lot of updates, sort of every quarter, almost every 3 months. They put some quite big updates into it. But I thought I'd just go over the main functions of it. And if anyone has any questions or would like me to expand on things, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm sure there are parts of the program that I've never even used before, so there may be people who use it who know more things about it than I do. I'm just going to go into a bit about how I use it with my clients, and how I recommend to people that they can get some good benefits out of it. So CTRify is a multi-function platform. It has, as Rhys mentioned before, you can build AI websites with it, literally 1-click or 2-click websites, and you can build 50, 60, 70, 80, sometimes more than 100 pages. It is also a CTR tool, where it works, uses their own algorithms and their own AI to help you program CTR campaigns using your Search Console data. You can also use it. It has a variety of modules that sit within these two functions that you can use as standalone modules, perhaps to scrape for expired domains, for example, or to help you with some ideas for website structures. Obviously, we have ChatGTP and all the tools that help us for topical authority sites. But this can help us as well, and it's very cost effective, that function within it. So I thought I'd just start off with that, talking about websites.
So you mentioned that it build the AI website.
Yes.
So it does
Three
everything.
types- yeah,
like
everything.
How do you host the websites?
The hosting is on CTRify as well. You have 3 website types that you can choose from: a super site, a legacy PBN site, and a question and answer site. And the legacy and the question and answer sites aren't too different. They're quite similar. They're smaller sites, and you have a super site structure. You host it. They are, I think, the WordPress sites hosted by CTRify themselves, and you use the tool as a CMS. You can go in, you can set up your VAs with their own, or one VA per account, with their own login details, so that they can go in and actually update information on the sites themselves. So you build the site, then you can go and edit it. The templates, they're perhaps a little limited, but they are increasing the numbers of templates that are there. But you can make quite a lot of changes using custom CSS. Although you don't have complete control of all the functions that you would over a normal site, you have enough there for the purpose of these sites. This is not for building money sites. This is for building PBN sites, building topically relevant sites that you want to sell guest posts on, or that you will use for guest posting to your client sites or your own properties. And it's a very quick way to build a PBN. I hope that covers your question, Rhys.
Definitely.
So the super sites. Now, we'll just get rid of that toolbar. So I'll go into the platform here itself. Now you can see on the left-hand side here is our menu bar with a range of options that it has in it. And on the right-hand side, we have our main little part here. I've got some credits in it, not a huge amount, relative. This is a sample website, which I'm actually just going to open just now, because I'm going to come back and look at that. This is the site that CTRify have built themselves. But before we get into that, I want to start this doing something. Now we can see here, emergency locksmith services, lawyer London, plumber New York, roofing contractor Los Angeles, Brisbane fencing. These are just some keywords that Rhys and I put into this 10 minutes ago, and asked it to plan us a website. And we can see here it's planned us sites with 5 or 6 categories, with 10, 12, or even 18 subcategories, and that's further divided down into the posts. So we've got between, I mean, that's a bit small, 30 up to 55 planned posts there. So just to take a look at how this process works, we put in create a plan. You literally write your keywords, laptops, or what would they say, best price for laptops.
So this is the super site, is
Super
it?
site, yes. This consumes 1 credit. Mega cheap. We'll get onto the cost of credits later, but effectively this is between 10 and 20 cents, depending on the plan that you have on CTRify. So we've
Now,
left that.
Paul, real quick, is this web-based or is it
Yes, web-based, all
okay.
web-based. Yeah, so you log in online, there's nothing to download. There is part of it, which I wasn't going to go into today, but there is a WordPress plugin that you can use as well, so that you can send the structures and the contents from the platform straight to your WordPress site, or you can use the plugin inside WordPress to generate the content and the structures there as well, giving a bit more flexibility with it. But that's perhaps a little bit more advanced use of the platform. All right, okay, yeah. There we go. Okay. So if we have a look at some of these here, we'll start off with emergency locksmith services. And we can see here our 6 categories: lockout services, lock repair, key replacement, home security, commercial locksmith services, residential locksmith services. And it's built with 3 post silos within that. Generally, when you build a super site, the big premium package that CTRify offers, it will build you silos of 3 posts. Sometimes you may get 4 in here, sometimes you may get 2, but on average, it's 3 posts per silo. And we can see here, this is a very typical, but maybe a little on the small side at 36 posts. So we have a look at another one, Lawyer London, for example. Ooh, And we see here types of lawyers in London, finding a reputable law firm, hiring the right attorney, legal services and advice, court cases and disputes, and we can see our subcategories and our silos of 3 articles at a time. So you're kind of getting 9 articles here in sort of blocks of 3 silos. And that's standard for the super sites. So another one, Brisbane fencing. So you have fence installation, types of fences, preparation and planning. And these posts will be around 1,500 words around. They will contain an image. They will have social signal on the screen. It will show how many people have viewed this article on Facebook or have shared it on Twitter, things like that. We'll take a look at sorry, just before we get onto that, the other types of sites, the legacy sites and the question and answer sites. You don't run a tool to plan the structure of the website. Instead, you plan the content first. And so here we would go into a PBN content campaign, and we would start off by selecting our language and country. We don't have a lot of selections here for this content creation. However, we can target the website and base the website via Cloudflare in pretty much any country and any language we want on the planet. But here for the creation of this content, English and Spanish are the options. So we'll just stick with English in the UK just now. Again, we put in our main keyword here. So we'll just go back to London, not have caps lock on, London lawyer.
So this is the PBN. What's the difference really?
The length of the article. This will create question and answer articles. The super site are 1,500 word blog posts. These are short question and answer style.
So the context would you use that for?
I suppose it depends on budget. It depends on your objectives as well. Perhaps if you want to ultimately turn these into affiliate sites, or perhaps turn it into a money site later on, you may choose to go with a super site option. If you're just looking for a very quick wrap up on a .xyz or a .something.net, some expired domain that you found, you may choose to go with a question and answer. You just get 30, 40 posts up there quickly and chuck in some links back to your money sites. Yeah, you can add in negative keywords here, which is something you cannot do on the super sites. And then you choose how many questions to process. Now we may select here, we want to process 50 questions. So it goes out, it scrapes the people also ask for the main keyword, it generates the question and answer. However, it may scrape 150 or 200 questions about our topic, but it will store those questions, but it will only create content for the first 50. So if later on we need to go back and create more content, we can restart this campaign and we use the missing people also ask questions that we didn't choose. Yeah, and as you can see here, 1 credit for the first group of 100 fully processed questions. So as I mentioned before, that's between 10 and 20 cents, US cents, not very expensive. When you build a campaign with more questions and answers than that, after the 100, it will charge you 1 credit per post, per question and answer after that, but it's still very cost effective.
It's 1 credit for 100 posts.
Yes. 100 questions and answers. Great. People also ask questions.
Does that turn it into the blogs, or is that just the outline?
That is to get the content, and then you have to create the site based upon that. But you don't get to choose the structure for these sites. These sites, this is the demo site from CTRify themselves. They're a very friendly team, very approachable. They'll always try and help you out, in my experience. And they have created activities in Punta Cana, in the Dominican Republic. So if we click on some here, I'll just click on a few random URLs. Or actually, let me stick to the newest articles. We see that these are flat. We've got the root, we've got the article title. If you set up a legacy site or a question and answer site, this is what you will get. You will get a flat site, essentially. If you go for a super site structure, you will have a menu option like this, where you will have your categories, your subcategories, but it doesn't show you the posts in the menu. You have to click on the subcategory and it will show you, well, in this case, there are 5 posts in this silo.
we can click through to the post there itself. So we can see here what post looks like. The image is entered into the post for you. You can go back and change all of this. You can edit all the text that you want on here. It creates an author. You can also preload author information, but we'll not get into that. But it creates an author with you, with a photograph. We'll click on Anne McInnes here. Here she is. She's a lifelong web fan, incurable bacon evangelist. And this is one thing I would mention if you do work with this tool. As soon as you create a site, I would get in here and change this and make it relevant to the site and the topic that you've got on. You can enter a LinkedIn profile to link there. You also get an open link that could be anything, linking back to your client's author page or something like that. You get an RSS feed of this author's posts as well. Very useful. If we get back to the home page and pick a random article here, we'll look at this. Now we can see on the right-hand side here, we've got a big advert for CTRify. Now they have entered this themselves. You can put your own banner ads into it, your own designed banner ads. You can do it using code, short codes, whatever you want. There's all sorts of stuff, very flexible there. Or you can also submit these sites for Google AdWords and so on and so forth. We may actually see some Google AdWords on it. The typical posts, you're going to come in, depending on the template you picked, you've got your title, a sentence at the top, author information, you've got your post. It will have some internal links with the site already. Depending on your options, you may also add some external links, which we'll come on to momentarily. This was what I mentioned about social signals. So it's claiming this post has had 3.5 thousand views, 2 people have liked it, and we've got share buttons, social share buttons and things that work on the post straight away. As we scroll down here, we see that they have entered some custom blocks, some custom HTML into the pages, and they've actually got their affiliate links in here, going through to Viator, I'm never sure how to pronounce that, directly. So you can turn these sites into working PBN sites, working affiliate sites if you wish. You also get an author box on the page, so this is why I recommend that you update the profile, because this will be very visible to people. You get a footer. This doesn't have it, but you can enter in footer text here that takes up this sort of space. Yeah, pretty straightforward. There are 2 or 3 different overarching templates that you can choose. You can then alter fonts. You can choose whether there's a logo there or upload your own logo. But you can't make massive amounts of changes to the layouts, but using custom CSS, you can. You can also add all sorts of additional information in the background, all the metas. Schema is included in the pages as it's built. I won't get into any of that stuff in too much detail today. So we'll get back to that. I've kind of jumped on quite quickly here and sort of covered the super site structure and the PBN content campaign. So the PBN content campaign, the questions and answers. The questions and answers. We've run that for one credit. Yep. We'll come in here and have a quick look. So step. Yeah. It comes in and we have the Q&A PBN content manager down here. So here are some old ones that I've done for some business site about negotiation. And we can see here an example. This was the keyword, effective negotiation. It scrapes how do you negotiate effectively with other teams. Short answer, related terms, campaign name keywords. When and if I create an article with this, I select the articles that I want to go onto my site. And away it goes and creates the article and publishes that there. And you can see that it's already preset all the information. What does negotiation and compromise mean, for example? Now, these are actually quite old, these campaigns. These were run probably a couple of years ago now. So the more up-to-date use of it is a bit better. It's a bit more complete than what you see on the screen just now. And you can always go back in, rerun campaigns, add more campaigns, create bucket loads of content for use on your PBN sites. There's this. Expired domains finder. Now this is very interesting, and this is perhaps a part of CTRify that some people may like to use as a standalone tool. So you can see here, domains manager on the left-hand side, we have 3 options: expired domains finder, available expired domains, and PBN domain finder. So just now I'm in available expired domains. and it gives me a list here of 11,139 expired domains that I can peruse at my leisure. It tells me how many referring domains each of those domains has, how many backlinks it has, the character length of the domain, how many Wikipedia backlinks it has. I can then add tags to it, color tags, very simple. I think you know me. But you can mark it selected. We've changed that actually. You used to be able to add color tags to it as well. We click on this, it tells us the GoDaddy valuation, or actually we don't need to click on it. It tells us the GoDaddy valuation taken from the auction site. And if we want to create a website on this, we need to have our Namecheap account connected to CTRify. And from within the tool, we can find and purchase these expired domains.
So these are expired and direct domains.
Yes.
So those just available for the 12 bucks, kind of like your standard price.
Exactly. Open market, 12 buck standard pricing domains. There's not anyone here. They did have a marketplace in the past, but that's all gone. This is, yeah, I haven't seen anything on here, you know, where it's asking for $5,000 for one of these domains.
So what you set it up, and then you basically come in here and you can just see the metrics of the sites that are relevant to the search.
Yep. Well, this one's just a list. If we go into the, I'll just move that to completely. If we go into the select an expired domain finder campaign type, we have three types of campaigns that we can run. So we can, this is a very interesting one. We can search for Google My Business verified expired domains that have existing backlinks, and the tool will go out and search for us. We can look for expired domains that still have ranking keywords by feeding in a list of keywords here. I've never got much over feeding in 20 or 30 keywords here when running this. This is quite a new function. I haven't fully dug into it yet, but I do know that you can put in hundreds of keywords when you go out and search for that. And we can find ranked inspired domains with existing backlinks for your connected site, ranked URLs and keywords. Sounds a bit convoluted, but we'll just pick the one here. Hang on.
Is this a credit-based system as well?
Can't remember. Let's just find. So we're going to pick. Where will we pick? US. Oh. And let's say we're looking for New York. New York. And plumbing servicing. We'll just put 3 in there as an example just now. But you can see it's a very large box. We'll click through. So this is 3 keywords. It's going to conduct 3 organic searches on Google and 300 clicks on the main 100 search results for each keyword, scraping and analyzing outbound links, detecting expired ones, and searching for domains that are related in the link graph there. And this is going to cost 3 credits because I put 3 keywords in. So that's been submitted. It'll come back. It's being queued. This one, let's have a look at this. Right, that's the thing.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Hey, I'm glad you got in. Brian's been trying to get in. We've been letting him in, but I don't know why.
Yeah. I had to get on another computer, man. Like, I don't understand why it wasn't letting me in. Okay. All good.
To see you here. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, so we'll leave this running because this is going to take a little while to get through here.
Now, Paul, real quick on these, I know you said you haven't.
Well, I think it's dropped off there, I was saying.
Keywords you put in that you can filter by geolocation or niche.
Let's have a look at that as well.
Okay.
So let's run a little campaign there for campaign type. We go for these find Google My Business. Shall we go for the US again, or shall we pick somewhere else?
Yeah, US just to make it simple. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We'll keep it the US. And we'll go for Colorado, California. And we'll pick Los Angeles, US.
Oh, so it gets real, like.
Oh, yes.
Granular.
And then, oh, sorry, zip codes we can add. It's got them in here, but we'll go for the whole city. And Google Business categories. No, I put it too many times.
All categories, just so we can
There's
see.
an all category. Yeah. I think that is more categories, more credits. Maybe. How much is that going to cost? 262,000 credits. We may adjust that. Sorry, let's just get through that again. I've forgotten that. United States. Where we are. Fine.
Never put one in so it doesn't.
We'll put category. No, it doesn't cost more credits for the geos. It's the categories that it's searching. Cleaners.
Perfect.
Hey, just heads up, Riz, your audio doesn't come through as strong. Just
Yeah, okay. I've
Yeah,
muted my mic because there's two of
sorry,
us. So I'll just,
yeah, okay.
thanks.
Just
for
head-
that.
Up
Just
close
heads
and
up.
far from here. Okay, so it's through there. Now we can see active, it's finished. I think that means it's finished. It should have finished the new campaign. It's not found any expired domains, unfortunately. But you saw how the campaign runs. Obviously, if I put a much broader range of keywords in there, and they do recommend putting a broad range of keywords in here, and variations that will go and search for those. This will. Is it done that? I suspect it's not found anything. No, it's not. So it didn't find any websites in East, West, LA, all zip codes for the category cleaners. But you saw the process that works here. It would be
right,
good
yeah. Yep.
something that happens. That had a number of things, maybe something that wasn't cleaners or LA. May have been a better option. We can then export those into a CSV file to download, and we can go and buy them wherever we want from whichever register, whatever we like to work with. The other way of doing this is searching for domains. This is another list of domains. Domain rating, now it seems to be in German in mine here. Or it's Spanish, rather. Sorry. These are more expensive. Sorry, these are not. This is another list of domains, similar to the list in the expired domains finder. Again, they're available in the open market. It doesn't give us quite as much data in here, but you can go through and create a website. This starts the process to build a website on that domain before you've even purchased it. As you go through the steps here, I think it's step 4. You buy the domain from Namecheap as you go through them. Or you can come out of CTRify, buy it in Namecheap, go through, and it will be there connected to your account. Right, but actually building a website. So here's where we come to my PowerPoint or this little presentation. So these are screenshots of the pop-up box that we saw on the screen there. So this is one on the left-hand side and another on the right. So you start, create a website. We have a 6-step process. It explains everything to us here. All websites have different IPs, CDN, unique JavaScript, CSS, and HTML, as well as different versions of WordPress and jQuery in order to avoid footprints. They look very similar to the trained eye, but they are randomized behind it. And I'm sure people will dig into the example site to have a look at that. So we acknowledge that. We click on to next. We choose our 3 options here. So this is the legacy site and the quick site. This is using in general their AI processes to generate the article contents. Here they're using OpenAI. This has been updated. It just so says in the pop-up that it's 3.5. We then, sorry, went a little far there. We then select the website language. Now, I just took a screenshot of the top 4 here, but I mean, you can see straight away, it has a lot of languages in here. So although the content campaign may have been run in English or Spanish. When it actually comes to producing that on a website, we can turn it into anything we want. Essentially, we can also base it pretty much anywhere we want around the world. This is for the hosting, so for the Cloudflare, so Cloudflare, exactly, for Cloudflare. We can then put in our seed keyword. Now, I did this not taking something from a campaign, just putting in the keyword as part of the process. So here, how to make money online. I then can create a website. This is very interesting. So CTRify are hosting thousands, probably even hundreds of thousands of websites now. They have a service where you can create a website with an SEO metrics boost active. You will get links from existing PBN sites pointing at your new PBN site as part of the package.
So like other websites,
CTRify
platforms,
exactly.
other people have made that have ticked this box as well.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to agree to this. If you don't want this, you can start your site with a clean link profile. You can also start a publish a site with the metrics boost active, and then at some point in the future, just click one button and remove all those external, outbound external links and the inbound links to your pages as well. Once you've got the DR that you're after or whatever. Yeah, it's very cool. And I use this all the time. Every site that I've launched on this, I've done it with the SEO metrics boost active. And I definitely recommend it.
How many backlinks would you get like initially from, if it's a sort of very common industry?
I should have double checked that. I think it's between 6 and 10. They change periodically. I would say they probably change in a quarter. You know, some sites are going to go on and off the network. They do update them periodically. You are able to control elements of it once they've been published through link management tools that we have as part of the platform. But 6 to 10, I think, is a number to keep in mind. Yes, and then this is where, you know, we saw the domain finder steps there, and we could build a website from in the domain finding process. Well, we can do that on the other side as well. We can start by building a website, and then at this stage, select one from the domain finder, and it will bring up our pre-searched lists, or we can operate those searches from within this process as well. Or we can just add a domain manually. And personally, that's what I do. I do search for expired domains on this, but I tend to stick to more traditional methods of doing that myself. I use it as a guide, a quick way to look at things. And I add the domain manually at this stage. Now if this were a super site structure, at this point, I would be given a drop-down menu of all my super site structures that I had created and not used, because you use them once. And then I can select it, and it goes off and builds my 54-page or 63-page or 104-page website.
So that was back when we did the locksmith and the fencing and all of those, and it built out the 50 or 60 blog silo. We can come in here and select anyone that we've made that we haven't created, and then that's sort of how you make the structure into a website.
Exactly. And what we can do here as well, now you see that 40, that is the default number on the screen. Now, you may remember when we launched or went through a PBN Q&A campaign there, the default was 50 posts. You have to use at least 40 of those posts to launch your website. You can then use the other 10 posts whenever you want, the next day, the same time. Perhaps you run a campaign and you've got 300 questions and answers. You want to post 100 straight away, and you do 100 next month, or you want your VA to go in and do one every day. Entirely up to you.
Feed them out, like
scheduling them. Also should have checked that. That was, as far as I know, no, you cannot. It has to be done manually. It doesn't drip feed, but that may have changed in the most recent update. We'll go through the email quickly at the end, and I'll double check that, because they do send a big update email when they do. But essentially, that's it. The next step here is just clicking confirmation, and away it goes, and it builds your website. And it varies depending on the size of the website, of course, but I mean, you're talking half an hour and a half, depending on it. I've had websites with 140, 150 posts on them build in a couple of hours. And yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say these are the greatest websites in the world that you can go out and rank at the top of Google for competitive terms, because they're not. However, you can get some pages that will do things that are okay. You get some content that's not too bad. but it's very good as a starter and a very quick and cost-effective way to launch sites that you can then go back in and update them with optimized content and put your little touches in here and there as you will. And I use this quite often as a warm-up tool for a domain. So some domain I've fancied, I buy the domain, I may launch a CTRify site on it, and I'll just leave it for 6 months, 8 months, come back to it later on and think, okay, how's this doing? What are the metrics like? Is this something that I want to go ahead and try and turn into an affiliate site or into a money site of another type? Yeah, and that kind of covers it. So yeah, we haven't touched on CTR, but we've been through the websites. Yes.
Very detailed.
Yeah, sorry if I went into too much detail there.
No, you're good, Paul. I mean, this is kind of a great stuff, right? Our goal, what we're trying to accomplish here, get people to like Peter that's in here. He's new to CTR, so this is a great, even for those. I've been doing CTR and I didn't even know all this about CTRify, right? Which is a great tool. So no, you're good. You're
I'm glad. I'm not. I do have a tendency to sometimes go in a bit too much detail, but this tool, I discovered this through an influencer in our sector, in our community, and I've been using it now for about 3 years. Right, coming up for 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. I've been using it. I do know a number of other people who use it for maybe only CTR campaigns. I like to use it for building PBNs and for CTR. You can also build your PBN network, then run your CTR through your PBN straight to your money site using this tool, all in one package.
So the bot's going to go to Google, search for this keyword related to the site name on CTRify, and then it's going to go through that and then click on the internal link on that page to go to your money site.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is very cool. You can set up CTR campaigns. You can set up traditional CTR campaigns where you give it a list of keywords and the number of clicks that you would like it to go out and do. You can set up an AI CTR campaign where you connect your Search Console account and it pulls in all the keywords that your site has had impressions for over the last month or whatever period. It will show you the Google Search Console ranking for that page and the current CTR that page has and what the optimal CTR is for that page. If you have the two options, you have the optimal CTR to match what your page should have if it's ranking position 2 or position 3. And it will also show you the CTR using their proprietary algorithm as to what CTR the page should have if you want to move up one place. And you plan your campaigns based around that. So you do it by URL, it shows you all the keywords, and you click onto your next URL. Or you can just click a button and the AI will set up and will run it onto all the keywords. And it over the course of the 30-day period, generally it's 28 to 30 days that a campaign lasts, it will put more or less traffic onto the keywords as it sees the progress of the keywords that you've selected in your campaign. It will also, if it conducts a search, now it's randomized from a country, it's not specific to a location, but say you're
specific to the country.
It's specific to the country, and it spoofs the device, the location, the MAC codes, all of it. It gives you a list of all the actions that were carried out and all the IP addresses that the clicks came from. It will also, if it conducts a search for your best laptops in Barbados keyword term, and it doesn't find your domain, your page, it will then conduct a branded search for that page. So it will add, you tell it what your branded keyword is, and then it will then conduct another search for your brand and the keyword combined, which is quite a nice function as well, I think.
So it's really like a no brains, no sort of
perfect for me
needing to go into the data yourself, because, you know, as we speak about often on the show, CTR is all about the maths, the algorithms, making sure that what you're doing is consistent with what Google's expecting. And I think a lot of issues that people have with CTR is that they don't really know what numbers to be running. So people often will run an insanely large amount of clicks to a business, to a website, and sort of see a decline in ranking and wonder why it's not working and come to the conclusion that CTR doesn't work. When in reality, everyone that watches these shows, everyone that uses CTR correctly knows that CTR does work. It has always worked and it will always work. And in the latest Google leaks, as I'm sure we've all looked into, they touch quite a lot on user engagement, activity, clicks, metrics. All of that is clearly a ranking signal. But if not done in the right way and you're sending far too many or far too little clicks, you're not going to see the improvements you're expecting. So I guess this kind of takes the hard work, the research, the mathematics out of how many clicks you need and kind of just gives you it all to use based on your search console data, how many impressions your website is getting already. And, you know, they know how much CTR is expected for different ranks. And I assume it's a sort of general, if you rank position 10, you normally get this amount of CTR. So you need to sort of match that.
That's how I think it works. I think it works on, I mean, I've not nailed reverse engineering it by a long shot. But I think it works on the sort of percentage of, 64% of the clicks go to position one, that type of thing. But you can, because if you pick something that's on page 3 and send 50 clicks to it, well, it's going to have an impact. There's no question about it. But when that stops, it's going right back down again. And what you will see with CTRify, if you choose to send clicks to something that's ranking on page 4 or page 5, it will only send 1 click the first month. It may send 2 clicks the second month. As things begin to progress up, obviously the recommended optimal CTR for that keyword is going to change. And I know people who use this and they set and forget, and they may have larger budgets than I have, and they just pick all the keywords and away they go, and they go a month later, go and check up and see how it's going. Personally, I like to move it around a little bit, sometimes budget constraints, monthly basis. Or every couple of months, keep an eye on it, see how things are going. But Rhys has covered there. Like you don't want to send too much traffic on a keyword. You don't want it to get too unrealistic, as that will obviously have negative knock-on effects.
Yeah, I mean, we use the CTRify for organic stuff. As I'm sure you guys are aware, I have a CTR bot for maps, CTR driver. And it is really based on the algorithms. Like with the map stuff, we don't have a proprietary algorithm to work out the clicks. So, we're sitting there working out how many clicks you need based on the rank, based on the position. And it's super important to get those numbers right, because Google's very smart when it comes to how many clicks they think you need and how many clicks you're getting. And, to get a massive boost in clicks, it's not natural. It doesn't really happen. I mean, it happens with branded search when there's events or flyers or letterbox drops or functions. You're going to get a boost in branded traffic. That's pretty natural. But there's not really many in the wild scenarios where you would rank on page 3 and get a massive boost of just organic sort of non-branded searches. It doesn't really happen. So getting the numbers right is essential.
Yeah, that's right. And sorry, I've just hopefully not confusing anyone there by switching the screen, but I just remembered when Rhys was talking there are, as I mentioned, you can run traditional CTR campaigns with this using their algorithms, and they also have a couple of other options, and one of them is this, which is the viral boost campaign. So this is using properties, social media properties, I believe that CTRify own and have set up themselves. And also perhaps just random properties that are related to your industry or niche, and it will run traffic from those social media posts as referral traffic through to your site and to your campaign. And I've not used this massively myself. I have used it a couple of times, but I do know someone in the UK who uses this quite a lot and believes that it works. If he wants a little boost going into the weekend or something like that, he may run one of these campaigns for 2 or 3 days. And this is, okay, as they say themselves, we don't know if it was the viral campaign or the new content that they put on this site, but 24 to 48 hours after they apply both to that Punta Cana site that we looked at before, we can see the movement up here.
I
But
mean, the increase in clicks is natural because
Yes,
of
of course.
CTR, but that increase in impressions, most of them probably aren't related to the viral boost campaign. Like that's probably a correlation of increased clicks equals increased visibility. Because I mean, that's an increase from what looks like 3,000 to 6,000 when it comes to impressions.
Mhm. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah, this is an email. This is a long email. That when they do updates, they tend to just add them to the top of the email. So I'm just having a quick look down here to see if there's anything I missed about CTR campaigns. I mean, we'll see here, you go through, you pick, this is what you see at the end before you launch your campaign. The number of URLs that you've selected, the total of number of keywords that are going to be used, how many actions that will be performed. So you know exactly what your campaign cost is here, and you can activate an expend limiter. So it will not spend any more than this campaign, for example, quite a large one, 6,462 credits over that 30-day period. So if you do activate that, you may find your campaign stops after 28 days or 25 days because it's carried out the actions. The different types of accounts that people have on this, there are 3 categories of accounts, and you're actually limited by the number of actions that it will conduct on a particular day according to those what you're paying for your subscription. So if you're on the top one, unlimited, of course, and I think down to the free one, it's like 50 clicks per day is the limit for your campaign.
So with the CTR, is it just the sites you build on CTRify, or can you do any site that you have?
Yeah.
And how do you sort of link that together? If it's a WordPress site or whatever sort of.
Yeah, I mean, Search Console. When you go through a campaign, you verify a site. So you verify it. If you imagine if you're signed into your Google account at the time, start running or setting up a campaign on CTRify. You verify the site, it's verifying it with your signed in Google account. Or if you're not signed into Google, you pick an account, it pulls in the sites that have Search Console access from that account. And then you pick which property it is, and it pulls all the data through into the tool.
So it's any site hosted in any way, just as long as there's Search Console access?
Yep, that's it. You can also you can send you can put in your list of backlinks and give it your tier 1 URLs, for example, and send traffic through your tier 1s back to your money site. You can also do that with it. You can also do that. There's an AI version of that campaign as well, whereby it goes out and selects what it believes are the most appropriate backlinks to run traffic through. And I have found with that, I've only run that campaign twice. It definitely works. It definitely does what it says it does. But I would have picked other backlinks, tier 1 backlinks myself, and maybe I'm just a bit control hungry and prefer to do that myself, or put the control freak. But I think that sort of covers the CTR campaign side of it.
So really, it's basically taking the complexity out of the CTR. You can still run it manually if you want to be granular yourself, if you've got the data and you know how many clicks you want. But if you're not too sure, you're just starting out, and you do want to sort of get something that's a little bit more user friendly, I suppose, than just running a CTR booster campaign or any other tools, then this could be a good option for you.
Yeah, could be, definitely. Just touching back on the PBNs there, and a new function that's been added to the tool to expand out the personas that are created. So this image, I believe, comes from a popular image generator of people that don't exist. And you can see you can build out a profile here, much more in tune with what I'm sure you want. You can make it look like your target audience, someone related to the niche that the site is going to be operating in. And that then feeds into the generation of the content in order to, as we know, fine tune to a certain extent the output that's coming there. You can also upload brand background information and all the other things that we're used to with AI now. We have an internal link generator. This is one-click automated internal linking, or we can do point and click ourselves, and we choose the anchor text. So we have all the posts on our site. We'll click on this, click on that, type in our anchor text, done. It will enter effectively a niche edit both in terms of internal links or external links to other sites. We can also click on
It's
our
like a spider of the existing pages on the CTRify site that you build,
yes.
which I suppose initially there'd be no internal linking unless you select it, or
No,
how does it
on
work like that?
new sites, this comes built in. It's already internally linked with whatever the algorithm is that they apply to do
You
this.
choose
Yeah,
whether
you can.
want it to be like a silo or whether you want it to be site wide.
You have to do that part manually, or your VA has to do that part manually at the moment. This is almost like the back end of the site after it's been created. You have two tabs here. You have your site post tree where you can add new content, update the existing content, or you have your contextual links page rank sculptor tool, which is this. So you can point and click between these. Obviously, this is a screenshot, so I don't know why I'm clicking. You can clear all links with this button, or you can create a new interlink with that. It costs 1 credit to create a new one. So you can literally just click that 4 or 5 times until you see something that you like, or you can do it yourself and link within silos. The WordPress manager tool, we'll come back to that. That's the prices of it. We'll come back to that in a minute. I've kind of covered most of the big stuff.
I guess something about the author pages, they rank on Google. So if you're trying to sort of build out yourself as an author and you're wanting to put multiple blogs or author pages for yourself, and you've got multiple websites, you know, getting yourself on as those author pages, they're going to start showing up for your name search, which might help you in certain ways depending on what you're trying to achieve.
Without a doubt, especially, you know, clients that you may have, people who are seeking to be thought leaders in their niche, in their space. They want to be influencers. Well, it's a very quick way for them to get 10 websites up about particular areas within that industry, and then can sit and go through it and update and edit the text at their leisure. But they've got a blog up about what, you know, I don't know if they were therapists or something, you know, about marriage counseling, and another one up about relationship counseling, that type of thing. Very quick way to do it. If you decide to use your sites to sell links on, you have a manual backlinks to external backlinks manager, so you can add the links manually onto the posts. You click the button, it pulls all that in. Or you can create an external link this way. You just click a button, and this is like an automated niche edit process. So you click the button here, you put in the URL that you want to link to, which generally is going to be your money site. Oh, thank you, Rhys. Generally going to be your money site. Then you can select one or however many websites you have in your network on CTRify. If you wanted the link to come from 50 posts, 50 websites, you would click those domains. The tool will then select which is the page with the highest page rank on that site and add 1 or 2 sentences of text, contextually relevant text around your anchor text. And that's all done automatically. I have found I do like that. I've used that extensively, but I have found that sometimes I'm maybe not overly happy with the relationship between the title and the keyword. And that's because the tool's not looking at that. The tool's looking, I believe it's looking specifically at the metrics of the page before it selects which page to put the niche edit on. But I mean, you can do it manually in a minute as well. So
this is all sites you've built in the CTRify.
Yeah.
So if you build 20, 30 sites over the 6 months and they're all sort of in similar niches and you want to link them together.
Oh, no, this is for the money site.
Oh, external links.
External links. Okay. The PBN links manager is just a little bit down here. Right. Oh, this is about the, you know, creating the internal links. We can see there, you know, some people like to do this, and you can actually do it automatically. Link every post on your site to one particular post, which is then linking back to your money site. You can do that automatically, and you can choose the anchor text that you use. You can generate a new super post as you come into your site post tree. I want to create a new post, and automatically set it to link every existing post on the website to that post. Which,
hey, Paul, have you not tested, but have you tried this? How is the indexing part of it? Is it pretty responsive?
All of my sites are indexed. I have more than 200 sites on this, and every one of them is indexed. With the majority of the super site structures that I go with. I'm a skinflint, so I will spend my one credit over and over and over until it gives me a structure that contains 90, 100, 120 posts, because it costs the same. If you're launching a site with 54 posts or 108 posts, the only difference are your OpenAI API costs. The CTRify costs are exactly the same. So I prefer to spend that extra 10 minutes messing about and then launch sites like that. And the majority of them, you know, if they're over 100 posts, quite a lot of them have more than 100 posts indexed. Not ranking, you know, I'm not going to make that claim, but they have a lot of indexed posts.
That was my question.
I'm just thinking the external links manager here. What is this? Okay, no, it's the same thing. Right. So the PBN links manager. So let's say you're in a position like this person here who has 4 websites on CTRify: tours in Punta Cana, activities in Punta Cana. Well, they may want to link those 2 sites together, but they may not want to link their oxfordgeeks.net or escsystem.net into that. But they don't want to go through the hassle of creating a guest post or going in and manually adding a niche edit to link them between them. So you can go into your PBN interlinks manager, click on one website, click on the other, type in tours in Punta Cana or things to do in Punta Cana. And again, it will go out and find the page with the highest page rank and link between those 2 sites for you. And that is great. Forgot about this. Yeah, you can get into the DNS and redirects and all sorts behind these sites, and you can redirect. It sets up a catch-all email on the domain, and you can then redirect that wherever you want. Yeah, of course, it's OpenAI integrated. It's just some stuff like this. This is all sort of vanilla updates. Yeah, so maybe talking about the packages quickly. So there are. Oh yeah, I'll put that. Okay, sure. I think I sent you WhatsApp, which I don't want to open just now. Yeah, so I've got an invitation link. It is, I mean, potentially an affiliate link as well for things there, just for full disclosure. But originally this platform was invite only. It is, you can just go and sign up now as well. So you don't necessarily have to use someone's invite link to get into it, but previously you did. I think you do. Yeah, I think if you use it, you get a bonus.
Everyone loves free stuff, don't they?
This is true. And the person that I got invited by, I got a great deal on this on the account here. It doesn't. Oh, let's get onto their website. If that doesn't show the full picture.
So I put the link in the chat. Oh, it's there. It's not.
It's only hyperlink the first part, right? Yeah. Right, we want to get onto the.
If you want the discount, make sure you copy the full link. You've only hyperlinked the route.
Right, so some wonderful English up here in the URL, but if you come to the homepage, this is what you see. You just see your login. And it asks you up here, do you have an invite? So you can come, you register, you put your invite code in here, and away you go. Or you can click that link and it'll take you straight to this and you go through that process. If you want to read more about it, then the Learn More button here on the left-hand side, and it goes through their philosophies, their ideas behind it. And you have a number of videos there as well. There are also videos inside every tool. But the pricing is what I wanted to get to here. And I'm not sure. It used to be available open though, but essentially there's a free account. There's a 197 per month account. Here we go. 197 per month subscription, or a $497 per month subscription. So big differences between these. The free account, you can run a maximum of 3 CTR campaigns at once, 30 on the middle tier and 100 on the other tier. 3 credits per month. Well, none with a free account, but they give you 3 credits each month with the others. Now, this is the big one for me, the cost per credit. So if you're on a free account, it's 20 cents per credit. If you're paying $15 at 15 cents per credit, and if you're on the premium account, it's 10 cents per credit.
But the same ones, if you use the affiliate code and sign up in the first 24 hours, pay
for credits in the first 24 hours, you often get
Yeah, you have to get
50%
bonus.
discount.
Discount. They frequently, it's not quite monthly, but they've been very generous this year, and they put on 52-for-1 credit offers every 6 weeks or so, and I tend to buy all my credits at that point, and you know, invest into it and then use them over the period for the next one. You can of course start to, you know, white label your reports and things like this out of it. And we can see here the actions per day. That's it. So yeah, 1,000 actions per day on a paid account, up to 10,000 on an agency account.
Is that in total or per site?
In total, that's in total. And the expired domains catalog. So if you are on the free account, it's you know, blurred out or whatnot. But you can still go through and buy domains based upon the metrics and the niche, the industry that it's in. You just can't see the full domain to then go off and buy it on your own registrar. Yeah, this is your cost per year for hosting, $12 US. No limits to the PBN sites that you can have.
It's not $12 per website, it's $12 for
Renewable for, yeah, it's per website. Per website, $12 per year.
Okay.
Yes. Not good. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. And if you're, you know, I imagine you're getting the credits at 50%. So to give you a ballpark idea of the cost of a site, the cost for a super site is 997 credits. So 1,000 credits essentially. And depending on, you know, that could be $200 US if you're on a free account, down to $100 US if you're on the agency account. If you're buying your credits at the 2-for-1 offer, then it costs half that amount of money.
So $100 per site plus no monthly fee if you get the good deal. That's pretty good. I know what you can get 100 posts.
You can. Yes,
do it.
often. If you massage that super site, you will find with the super site generator, you can put in exactly the same term 2 runs in a row, and you will get different website structures. You know, we're all aware of how AI tools work now, and those sort of variations around that. So
running around time. So while we're here, does anyone have any questions or?
Yeah, I wanted to also share a couple things, guys. Real quick, please, as we wind down our call, please make sure, you know, show some support to Rhys as well. This is Rhys's actually, let me do this. I'm gonna take over. There you go. Yeah, that's Rhys's Facebook. Make sure you give him a follow. Hey Paul, is this take a look, is this you here?
Where?
Oops.
Yeah. Like, that's an old profile, but yes. I'm not a big user of Facebook, but feel free to reach out to me through there if you've got any questions. I will eventually get to it. But
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So yeah, show some love to Paul. Again, show some support to Rhys. He's always here giving us some value. So I appreciate Rhys. Please don't forget also as well, there's the YouTube channel, my personal, give us a follow, get us some views. Also, William, if you have the replays of the GMBs, this is where you can catch them. And then the website, we have some in-house financing now available. So, you know, take a look at that, guys. That I think it would be a value, depends where you're at with your business and whatnot. So I just want to make sure that we get that out there, you know, to support. I also wanted to share some examples here real quick, and see. I'm going to share my screen real quick, and please don't hesitate if you have any questions to just let us know. So I'm going to do my entire screen. Okay, do my entire screen here. So guys, this is some of the CTR examples that we have. Again, just like with CTRify, with Rhys's tool in the driving directions, and even this tool, or Agency Assassin, right? This is another tool that we're gonna be releasing based off of dry time. And let me do this real quick. See, I'm trying to show you some before and afters real quick. And this is based off of dry time. There we go. So this is a fitness studio. This is the before. Guys, so it's a medium-sized competition that gives you the keyword that we're going after. So you can see, oops. The keyword is a fitness studio, and we did it off of drive time. So 10-minute drive time from the center of their location. So it's about a 10-mile square area. And that was their before, and this is their after. Same keyword, same driving distance of 10 miles. You can kind of see the difference there. Let me give you a plumber. This is their before plumber. Again, this is 15 miles.
Before everyone asks in the chat, sorry, before everyone asks in the chat, what tool is this
So this is a tool we're going to
you're
be
using for the GeoGrid scans?
it's within the tool. It's going to be Aldis. I just wanted to, we're kind of polishing it up right now. But I just wanted to share, again, this is just the tool, guys, that we can leverage. And this one's going to be based off drive time from the center. So this is kind of, you can see some 20s up here. They're doing okay right in the center. But on this particular, we use the word plumbing. We use the driving directions about 15 minutes. So it's about almost 70 square miles area here. It's a medium-sized competition. As you can see, the CPC competition. Now on here, let me give you the after. And you can see where we turned the 20s. We broke it here. We spread out their proximity. Same keyword. They went from an average of 6 to an average of 2 in their driving direction or their trade areas, how we like to say it, in the trade area where people would drive. Well, this one's a particular plumber, so we would drive to them, but we did a 15-mile radius. So we're, again, Rhys has shown before and afters. We want to make sure that with the CTR topic, that we show you that this does work, but you have to do the best practices. And Paul just showed us, and I was looking at some of the websites, with CTRify and those websites, guys, they do some SEO on the back end. I was taking a look at some images. I would say probably like 95% of the heavy lifting's done for you. Like Paul mentioned, you have to go in there and polish it up, maybe give it the human eye, tweak the content a little bit. And, you know, for those CTR campaigns, Rhys has talked about a lot of these things as far as the Google Search Console, the keywords, which ones to target, how much to target. So it's just a tool, guys. Is it 100%? Like Peter was asking earlier, like, is there some guarantees? Is there stuff that, like, this is for sure? Nothing's really for sure. It's just a tool. We just have to put in the best practices. Take a look at old videos from Rhys that he'll, you know, we went through these numbers, and I showed you the YouTube channel where you guys can catch some of that. That will definitely help you. So any questions, Paul, man, I appreciate you. You gave a wealth of knowledge, very insightful, man. Rhys was right on when he says we were excited to come on with you. Rhys did not miss the mark.
Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. I'm sure Paul enjoyed it.
Yeah, of course, definitely. No, thank you very much, Alfredo. And I'm glad it was interesting and useful for you. You know, I mean, if any of you guys have got any questions, I'm more than happy to you know, help out, answer stuff for people. No trouble at all.
Thank you for the presentation, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks,
100%.
I know it's a bit difficult to get in, but I'm glad you stuck through it. It was good to see you in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on the groups, guys, there's going to be the affiliate code and the invite code. I put it in there already. So feel free. You know, Paul put in a lot of time and effort, uses affiliate. We want to share some love and support to Paul if you decide to utilize this CTRify. I thought it was just a CTR tool, but man, it's a great toolbox to have. And
It is.
it doesn't,
Not a very good name considering how powerful it is, I will say. But everything other than the name, brilliant.
yes, yeah, 100%, 100%. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you. We have some great guests coming on this week. Paul, you set us up in the right direction. Great call. And again, guys, with that being said, much love, much success, and I'll catch you on the next one.
See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.